Madam Chair, may I refer you to Professor Lian Alampay? She's a consultant of DSWD who happens to be in the Ateneo School of Psychology. She will be in a better position to answer.
Salamat, Secretary. Yes, please, Dr. Lian.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So when we think about violent behavior of young people, ito po ay maraming causes, no? Sinasabi namin na systemic ang mga ugat or dahilan kung bakit nagiging violent ang kabataan, no? So yung online games or social media, isa lang po yung dahilan, pero may sistemang iba pang factors, no, risk factors na naguudyok sa kabataan na gumawa ng karahasan. So alam natin na hindi lahat ng kabataan na gumagamit ng social media, hindi lahat ng kabataan na gumagamit ng online games ay nagiging violent, no? So masasabi po natin na merong mga bata na at risk, no? Dahil meron silang karagdagang risk factors sa kanilang personality, sa kanilang pag-iisip, may risk factors sa kanilang pamilya, may risk factors sa kanilang eskwelahan at sa kanilang relasyon sa mga kapwa nila estudyante, may risk factors sa komunidad, no, at may risk factor online, no? So it's a confluence or a combination of all those risk factors that could lead a young person to violent acts. Okay? So halimbawa po, if I might elaborate, no, for the individual level, no, meron pong mga pag-aaral kung ano tong mga factors na ito, no, na tumataas yung probabilidad or yung posibilidad na magiging violent sila. So at an individual level, no, so kung meron silang mga mental health problems, no, halimbawa depression or anxiety, social isolation, conduct disorders, no, aggressive tendencies, no, so they might be at risk, might be, no. At the family level, if they're exposed to violence in the family, no, so yung sinasabi kanina na dapat paluin, no, maging harsh ulit sa ating mga kabataan, studies have shown, many studies have shown globally na the more harsh the parenting is, the more likely the children will grow to be aggressive and violent themselves. Pagmamodelo po yan, no, na pag marahas, mariresolba ang problema sa pamilya. Therefore, in my interactions with the world, I will also be violent. No? So it normalizes a culture of violence. Sa eskwelahan po, ganun din, a history of bullying and victimization in the school, and a school environment that is not safe is also linked or predictive of violent behaviors. And in the online setting, no, all of these play out. They encounter models of violence. They encounter communities, as you said, that glorify violence for its own sake. So imagine nyo na lang po, no, ang perspektibo ng isang bata. Ang isang bata na lahat tayo naging teenager, di po ba? So kung maalala po natin yung paano maging isang teenager, no? Una sa lahat, parang they really want to belong, no? Napakahalaga sa kanila na magkaroon ng mga kaibigan na tatanggap sa kanila. Napakahalaga sa kanila na positibo yung identity at self-esteem nila. Pero kung halimbawa sa bahay, no, sila ay nakakaranas ng rejection sa magulang or pagpapabaya, kung sa bahay sila ay nakakaranas ng karahasan, no? Masakit yun sa isang bata, no? Sabihin na natin sa eskwelahan, sila ay nabubuli, no? Pinagtatawanan, linoloko, no? Teasing, if the school, let's say, has a culture also of violence, may mga gangs, no? Imagine natin na ang batang nakakaranas ng bullying ay ganun din, may feeling of nabibiktima ako, na-ostracize ako, no? And then they're seeking support kasi nga teenager sila. So saan sila maghahanap ng suporta? Hindi ko mahanap yung suporta sa pamilya ko. Hindi ko mahanap yung suporta sa eskwelahan. Pakiramdam ko ako ay mababa, no? Loser. I'm such a loser. And they're online and they are encountering these communities where, as you said, Madam Chair, these communities may know which youth are vulnerable, no? And there are online communities that promote violence, no? Ganito gawin mo, no? And so on. And so young people, because they're very impressionable, alam natin lumalago pa po yung kanilang utak, no? At napaka-komplikado ng mundo and they can only perhaps process in very simple ways, no? Wala pa silang full capacity for impulse control, no? Wala pa silang full capacity to regulate their emotions. Even the full capacity to think in the long-term consequences, no? So lumalago pa po ito, no? Patuloy na lumalago hanggang pagtanda sa 20s when they're in their 20s. So given the state, no, of that development, they become even more susceptible and even more vulnerable to these influences in the family, in the school, and in the online environment. So even in the literature po on nihilistic and violent extremism, which binasa ko na rin po, no, the literature is clear na whether it's there is a pathway to violence, no, and often it starts with young people feeling that there's something unjust that's happening to them. They're feeling ostracized, excluded, no? I think we see this in other countries, no, that youth at risk also experience issues like racism, no, or other forms of exclusion. So, you know, you're feeling excluded, then you're feeling all these intense emotions, these intrusive thoughts. Wala ka pang full capacity to regulate your emotions and to think in a rational, logical way. No, you're exposed to these online elements. So often there is a turning point, no, when the young person, no, would seek action, violent action. It's possible that this is a way to recover some sense of control, no, when they feel powerless or when they feel out of control and, so many forces, no, are pushing on them, no? So parang merong ganyang pathway to violence na tinatawag, no? And maybe that clarifies, no, some of the, the processes, no, that bring about this action. So hindi po siya one time, one cause, no? Parang meron pong may backdrop, may history, may developmental issues, may konteksto bago makarating doon sa punto na they commit the violent action. And this is not to minimize po the harms that they've done, no? Sa totoo po, no, na talagang napakagrabe nung nangyari, napakasakit po na nangyari, no? So parang this is not to minimize that, but it is to clarify and explain, no, that the way a young person thinks is different from the way an adult thinks, no? The vulnerabilities of young people are different, no? So tayong lahat dito, we're thinking from an adult perspective, no? So also from a developmental and psychological point of view, no, parang may pinagdadaanan din ng mga kabataan, no, and that is what leads them to these violent behaviors. So that's what I have to share po, Madam Chair.
Salamat, Dr. Lian. SP?
Yeah, just one last question lang kay Dr. Alampay. There's again, no, going back to the actions of CICC, which is to ban, no, and for me, and for many people actually, and based on your expert expert opinion and your experience, yung pagbaban ba ng mga ganitong online violent games, no? And they're really violent, ha? Ako tinignan ko yung mga games. Sabi ko nga sa ating chairperson, kinikilabutan ako dahil sobrang violent talaga eh. No? Talagang madugo, yung iba tinuturuan uminom, iba tinuturuan na even meron pang mga sexual innuendos, no? Iba tinuturuan magsigarilyo, and then maglalaro ka tapos papatay ka, no? So it's really violent. And then marami ring mga cases na ngayon na ginagamit to ng mga extremist, no? As a way to get into the minds of our children, no? Ito nga yung nihilistic violent extremism, no? Na nagpapanggap sila ng bata pero mga extremist sila, no? So based on your expert opinion, ano po yung mga recommendations po ninyo, no? Do you think banning this type of games in our country will help our youth? Ano po yung mga nakikita niyong mga pwede gawin ng gobyerno? No, dahil ako, ang aking perspektibo, dapat protektahan natin yung ating mga anak. Protektahan natin yung ating mga kabataan, yung mga estudyante ho natin. Lahat ng masasamang impluwensya, dapat ma-shield natin sila. No? Hindi natin pwede silang isalang-alang dito sa mga impluwensya. So ano yung mga expert opinion nyo po or expert suggestion nyo na pwedeng gawin po ng legislature?
Yeah. I think there is merit po in imposing regulations as best as we can. So that's one level of intervention. Pwedeng age regulations, no? Rating the games and so on. Pero ultimately, I also want to say that, a child with a cell phone, a young person with a laptop, it becomes a very private experience. Diba? Hindi natin alam exactly kung ano yung ginagawa ng ating mga anak pag nasa online na sila. So I cannot discount, or I will recommend even, that we strengthen the capacities of adults in their environments, no? Example, parents, no? Para bigyan ng karapat-dapat na subaybay, gabay ang kanilang anak sa paggamit ng digital devices. And I don't mean, just setting rules na tama na yan, bawal yan, no? Kasi marami ring, sabi niyo rin kanina, Madam Chair, maraming benefits ang online engagement, no? Para sa maraming kabataan, dito rin sila nakikipaglaro sa mga kaibigan nila. Yung mga kaibigan nila offline, mga kaibigan din nila online, naglalaro sila, no? Meron ding mga educational games and apps, even schools, no? Yung mga homework ng mga eskwelahan ay sa online nila ina-assign. So parang hindi na natin ma-escape itong online environment ng ating kabataan. So we need to prepare schools, families, teachers, adults better for this digital kind of monitoring and guidance, no? Hindi pwedeng basta i-cut off yung online sa buhay ng kabataan. But for instance, no, for parents to know exactly what their kids are doing online, parang means that, kunyari, if you have a positive relationship with your child, ang ganda ng example kanina nung nanay, no, na nakita niya, napansin po niya kung ano yung ginagawa ng anak niya. And because napansin niya yung ginagawa ng anak niya sa Roblox, naunawaan niya, no, na oh my God, no, parang hindi to dapat nangyayari. So observe our children, engage with them. Anak, anong ginagawa mo online? Maganda ba yung laro na yan, no? Sige nga, turuan mo ko. So being familiar with what they're doing online, no, versus just blanket, limiting it. And parang fostering trust and disclosure in the relationship. Kasi alam niyo po, maraming kabataan natatakot magsabi sa magulang nila kung ano yung mga nakikita nila online na risks, no, na nabubuli na pala sila, etc. Pag sabihin nila sa magulang nila, anong gagawin ng magulang? papagalitan sila, no? Ikaw kasi, no? Babad ka dyan, no? So having that kind of good relationship with your family allows for more trust and disclosure. So dapat alam ng matatanda kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga anak nila online. So we could ban at some level or regulate games, but just to acknowledge that this is a part of everyone's lives, even adults. No, and we have to do a better job as adults and as parents to engage with our children as best as we can in what they do online. No, parang that's the best way for us to know what's going on and to protect them. No, so to protect them means we know what's going on online in their lives. And po.
Thank you, Madam Chair.